Hey everybody. So this is a comparison video between the Parks V1 DV6 that was circulated by the Custom Saber shop in Corbandth and the DV6 V2, which has been made by 89Sabers and is distributed by, as far as I know right now, Sabers, Randy, aka Corbandth, and Justin at Saber Bay, which you can find him on Etsy. As you can see here, there may be, I don't know if the camera's picking up, but there's definitely some differences in plating. This is much more shiny as far as these two hilts are concerned, but on the surface they look almost exactly the same. They have the same setup for monetary switches. You got two of them here on the V1, and you have two of them here on the V2. This one, I find the V2 is a little bit more flush with the control box, so it is more like you won't mistakenly press the button, whereas there's a little bit of height on this one here. A few things I've done to mod both of these is that I've taken a bit of super glue on the D-rings, and where the D-rings meet up this greebly, I just put a little drip of super glue here. Same with this one, but I did this one long ago. This one's like really fixed on, whereas this one kind of moves a little bit if I actually want to holster it or clip it from here. The other thing that you can see that there is a slight difference is that the blade plug on the 89 is more pronounced. It's a little bit longer, it's a little bit wider, a little bit thicker I should say, and it has a more defined bevel at the bottom here. So this plug was made by Sabers back in the day. I believe he still makes these. I believe if you want this style on here, you could still get it. So this another main difference is this will accommodate a 7/8 inch blade on the V1. This will accommodate a 1 inch. So, you know, this will be, as far as like NeoPixel setup, you know, NeoPixel blades are much easier to come by at 1 inch than they are at 7/8 inch. 7/8 inch is it's just that much harder to diffuse the blade. They still both disconnect here at the bottom for the reveal. A lot of threading here, just as the other one. One thing I noticed immediately, and again with all 89 Sabers for the most part, is they're pretty much immaculate when it comes to threading. Okay, so like as you can see here, the threading's a little screwed up, and the reason, let me see if we can show you that, paint's missing. Threading on these were horrible, and I wasn't the only one. These were basically just mass produced. These weren't like done in runs. So you can see here you've got lines where the threading was mangled, and it's chipping at certain points. So that's just what it was at the time. That being said, it threads on pretty good. I mean, if you could still get one of these, I consider this to be the best Park Saber that I could, of what was available at the time, because it had two switches. It was the only one that I can think of that came out of the box that had two switches. So I don't really think this is a bad Saber. I'm actually sad that I'm gonna probably have to let this one go because I got this one. You know, the other thing, you know, blade retention was this guy right here, and it is slightly different. The greebly that they used is slightly different. So let's see here if I can do this. The other thing, we'll talk about that in a second though. Let's focus here. So you know, it's a little thinner at the base where the threading meets the base. There's not as much thread, whereas this had like an excess of it. And then get another good look. Now you can really see the difference in size. Just way more pronounced. I had to do a little gluing here. Mine's popped off of the 1-inch blade material because it's a really snug fit. See, it stops right about there, and there we go. That's about where I want it. Yeah. So now, if you go to the product pages, you can see how this thing sound vents, but as you can see here, it doesn't look like it's sound venting at all. Actually, it looks like a really good static prop. Whereas, let's just pop this off for a good comparison. Whereas the V1, it's got the old school Graflex 2.0 holes. It's exactly the same, I believe it's exactly the same. Screw on, screw off plate. This one also screws off too. And I don't believe they're the same threading. I think I tried and they just don't fit. So these are not interchangeable parts. They cut out these little H's and gave you 2 sets of holes to mount the Cobalt replica. This one works better for me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably get some plumber's Teflon tape, wrap it around here, and orientate it to the correct step where it's supposed to be, because I have it oriented here correctly, or clocked I think is the other term people use, but let's see if we can put that together. So yeah, the sound venting on this looks like it's going to be way better as far as, you know, as far as making it look like a completely static prop and in universe. So like the way it would actually look is that if you're looking down this way here, grips are supposed to be to the side of the box. Whoop. And this guy should be, so if this is 6 o'clock, this is like 7, 8 o'clock on this grip here. The D-ring should be resting on this side, and the other side of the Cobalt clip should basically come between these two, or taking up a half of each of these grips. So that's the way it's supposed to be. And I believe yeah, I'm a little off, but the grip is correct. So placement on these threads takes it just slightly off, but that's where it's supposed to be. So that's where I got to take, that's all I have to do with this one. Not really a deal breaker or anything. I'm actually very satisfied with the quality. I'm satisfied with the quality of most 89Sabers I get, and I'm really thankful that we can get these sabers from someone, from a good middleman. You know, 89Sabers has its issues if you follow in the community. So buying direct from Peter in China, especially if you were on the 89Sabers SID, the SID runs, those were tough to watch. A lot of people basically waiting forever, over a year, to get their SIDs, and him to slowly come out with these things, even though he didn't perfect a plating process for that saber. I digress, because we're not really talking about that. Those are some things that may keep you away, though, that reputation. So I would recommend, you know, if you're in the UK, definitely try getting one from Cal at KR Sabers. If you're in the US, you have 2 choices. You have Randy, aka Corbanth, which is, I believe, corbanthsabers.com, or just Google Corbanth, K-O-R, or B-A-N-T-H. And then it should just, first Google hit should take you straight there. And then Justin from Saber Bay, if you go to Etsy and you search swords, just look for Saber Bay, 2 words. I think it's 2 words, maybe it's 1. Oh well, and he's on Facebook. And that's about it. You know, this one I purchased from Randy way back when. this is probably like 2017. This one just recently. This is a 2020 version. I gotta say, so far I've got every 89 Saber Vader now, and they're so much better. So much better than the Parks versions overall. So I'm happy with this. I'm waiting for my 3D printer to come in so I can print one of the PIY chassis for this and starting to install for it. I am very excited. Very excited. That being said, guys, have a good one. Bye. Oh, also, you know, I'm trying to grow this channel a little bit. So, you know, like, comment, tell me what you didn't like, tell me what you liked about this video, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. I'm a big fan of keeping the review about the Saber and keeping myself out of it. So that's just me. So like, comment, and subscribe.